This is TG with TechMadeEZ. Welcome to the channel. My channel is all about making things affordable, practical, and easy. What we're going to be looking at today is we're going to be looking at the easiest way to install Davinci Resolve on any distro, any Linux on any Linux operating system, including Arch, Debian, Fedora. Now, in my journey of Linux several years ago, I really wanted to go 100% Linux, but I needed a video editor. And so I looked at the free ones that are available. They just weren't as good, or the workflow just wasn't as good as my Windows video editor. And so I'd heard about Resolve. I tried to install it back then, but I was using Debian, and the Debian instructions, whether you got it to work or not, was hit and miss. So I got discouraged, just kept on using my video editor today, also in a VM. And there's nothing wrong with the other video editors out there, the free ones. I'm not a professional video editor. I mean, I make YouTube videos now, but most of it's for the family. And if I hadn't been using this other one that I've been using for 20 years, one of those free ones probably would have worked for me, but I'm so used to the workflow and how easy and the things that I can do, transition, so on and so forth, which I don't do a lot, but just there are simple little things that I do in my video editor that all those other ones were just a little bit more cumbersome for me. So I really want to try Resolve. And so lately I know that there is a DistroBox version of installing Resolve, which resolves a lot of problems installing Resolve on different Linux distros. And so, because it go ahead and isolates it, pulls in all the dependencies so that you can pretty much run it on whatever Linux distro you want. But now there is a graphical tool to do this. You should click the button, downloads Resolve for you. You don't have to go get Resolve, nothing. You just click a button and it's installed. It does take a minute because Resolve is a large program. Whether I'll like Resolve or not, I don't know yet. But for those of you that are coming to Linux and you want something like Resolve and haven't had success installing it, this is the easiest way to get it installed. So let's take a look at it. Again, it's just point and click and it installs. But let's go ahead and go through the process. Let's get started. Okay, so here I am on the desktop. Now, when I say you can install this on any distro or operating system, Debian, Fedora, Arch, and any of the distros, your experience with Resolve is going to vary. And let me explain this. So I use PikaOS as my daily driver. I installed it on PikaOS, and I was getting, when I was in the application installed fine, RAM, so on and so forth, but I was getting GPU memory full. And so this is a common thing for Davinci Resolve, even in Windows. But particularly in Linux, I'm having a little bit more difficult time narrowing it down because it can be, they said, oh, it could be Wayland. Well, it's not Wayland because this is CashOS. CashOS is Wayland as well. Same user interface, KDE Plasma. And then they said that Debian can have an issue with it, but I haven't figured out how to get rid of that full of memory error. So again, your experience with Davinci Resolve is going to vary depending on which distro you're using, so on and so forth. I've tried it in CashOS. It works fine in CashOS. It's great. No problems there. Now, the other problem you're going to have with running Davinci Resolve in Linux is the fact that file compatibility isn't as good as it is in Windows. And the free version is even worse. So if you are a video editor and that's what you're going to do all the time in Linux, I would suggest purchasing the Linux version because it will give you some more video compatibility. Still not the same as Windows though, so you still may be converting some of your files, so on and so forth. And so that's really the drawback of Davinci Resolve in Linux, is the fact that you may have to convert your video files to a format that Davinci Resolve can use. And I use an external recorder, and unfortunately my external recorder, it's MP4, but my video program won't work with that, how it's formatted, so I have to convert it anyway. So I might go ahead and try Davinci Resolve. I did like it when I went in there. But that being said, just be aware your experience with Davinci Resolve is going to be different than someone else's experience depending on what distro you're using. And I am using the NVIDIA GPU. This is my test system. My test system has an NVIDIA card in it. My main system, which is PikaOS, I have an AMD card. Now I have not installed it on my main system, and you can use AMD with Davinci Resolve on Linux. It prefers NVIDIA. So I'm going to look at that. That could solve my, that also could solve my memory full issue, but I haven't tried that yet. So again, I'm just warning you, be aware. You could have different issues depending on what distro you're running. But this is really slick. So we're going to go to a website because we've got to install an application first. And I'm going to talk about two applications. So one, this is the tool in which we install Davinci Resolve. It's a GUI interface, so on and so forth. Now, unfortunately, we do have to go to the command line for this, but it's really simple. It's just copy, paste it in, and it's installed. So let's do that right now. And so with Linux, Shift Control V is copy. So I'm going to hit this here, and we're going to go ahead and install this. Put in my password. And there's not much to installing this, and it's done. So now what this tool is called Linux Tools, or Toys, excuse me, Linux Toys. I'm going to add it to the favorites here. So our Linux Toys, we're going to go ahead and launch this. So really quick, what this application is, it's actually a tool. It's full of applications that may or may not be in your Linux distro or software manager. So you can go through this, so on and so forth if you want, but right now we're interested in installing Davinci Resolve. So I'm going to go just type in DAB for Davinci. Now the good thing is here it also has the install for the ffmpeg plugin. Now you only need that, from what I've read, that only works in the paid version, but don't take my word for that, because I'm new to Resolve, so on and so forth. But this program is really slick. So to install Davinci Resolve, you just click right here and hit execute, hit OK. Now we're going to do the free version. Now what this does when we install this, it's going to install DavinceBox. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK here. I'm going to hit. What DavinceBox does is it isolates Davinci Resolve. So any dependencies and everything that it needs, it uses DistroBox, and so it automatically, it's kind of like containerized. Now, one thing I'm not sure about installing this on PikaOS. So PikaOS does have a direct install for Davinci Resolve, because when I installed this on PikaOS, it asked me, do I want to install it direct, and I chose DavinceBox, where here it's not showing me that. So I'm not 100% sure if it's installing in DavinceBox here, but at any rate, that's what it normally would come up with. And you'll see that when we go to install the ffmpeg application. We're going to go ahead and just let this install, and then we'll come back. And it does take a while to install. Okay, it's ready to go, so we'll just hit Y for yes, and you just hit OK, hit done, and it's installed. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with ffmpeg plugin. I'm just going to stop the video at this point though. So see how it says, do you want to install it in DavinceBox or local installation? I'm just going to hit DavinceBox. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, because when I installed this in PikaOS, it definitely asked me Davinci Resolve, do I want to install it in the DavinceBox? So I'm not sure what the installer is doing, because it does look at your operating system, which operating system you're using to install Resolve, and it goes ahead and sets it up accordingly to what, if you're on Debian, Arch, or Fedora. So that's complete. All right, so now what we're going to do here, the big thing, because I talked about incompatibility with video formatting. Now there's ffmpeg, the application, not the plugin, but the application. It is a very complicated application to convert your videos. And one of the videos formats that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to convert it to a format, which I'll go into here in just a minute, the right format to take your files into Davinci Resolve. What you do here though is you're just going to go to download, and with Arch you'll need to download the app image, but if you're using Debian, because they only have a Debian installer here, so if you're on Debian, then you can just install it directly to Debian. But in Arch, we're going to use the app image. The app image will run on any Linux distro. So let's just go ahead, go to downloads here. One thing that I do have to do here is I have to make it executable. So I'll just go to permissions here and allow execution, so on and so forth. And then we're going to launch this. We're not going to use it right now though, because we're going to go into Davinci Resolve. And you'll notice that it's really small. That's because I'm running 4K. And the app image doesn't reflect what resolution you're running in, and so it doesn't adjust automatically. So now that Resolve is installed, I'm actually going to reboot the computer. Sometimes it helps to reboot the computer, and so I'm just going to reboot this, and then we'll come back. Okay, we're back on the desktop, and here's Resolve right here, so let's go ahead and launch it. First time you launch it, it's just going to take you through some setup. We're going to continue. This is just giving you what new things are available and what language. We're going to do continue, 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 start. Alright, so now that we're in Davinci Resolve, let's go ahead and put a couple of files on here. This is not a video on how to use Davinci Resolve. I'm just showing you that it's installed. I'm going to put some files in here, and then I'm going to talk about the file formatting. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to click on this here. Now, my files for this are on my network, and so one thing that I do want to show you here really quick. I've done a video about this, and one thing that's really difficult, it's not difficult to create a temporary connection to a server, but once you map it permanently, that's where it becomes an issue. And so I wrote a program. It's called Map Drive, and what you do is you just launch this, and you put in your IP address, because I don't have my server set up. I don't have my connection set up yet. This is a brand new install of PikaOS, and so I'm going to just put in my IP address to my server, which is this right here. Now there is a picker here, but in PikaOS it's not working. So sometimes this picker works depending on the distro you're in, sometimes it doesn't, but this picker works. These are my shares that I have on my server. Media is to my main server, test is just a test folder. But I'm going to go ahead and click on this here. I'm going to put in my username. I'm going to put in my password. Now, if you want to watch the video on how to install this and get it up and running, you can do that. It's really easy. So I'm going to just I call my server Hulknas. In Linux, you use folders for your devices or your drives, and so instead of using a drive letter, you just create a folder, and I'm going to attach my here, so I'll say map network drive. This is the only program on Linux that does this way. Otherwise you have to go into the terminal, edit a Fstab file. You have to know the criteria of creating a permanent map. So if you're interested in that, I'll have the link down below. That's how you do that. Now I'm connected to my server right here, and I'm going to copy some files, some working files over really quick, and we'll be back. Okay, so now that we've got Davinci Resolve open, let's go ahead and put some files on here. But before we do that, I want to show you this program, because you're definitely going to need this program to convert your files over. So let's go ahead. I'm going to copy a file over. So this is my original file. It creates this mod file. And then this is my original file, and then it created this. Now, these are small files, and look how big. So this file here is 72 megabytes, 14 gigabytes I had to convert it to. But let's just drag that on here. So let's go put this on here. Okay, with this thing being so small, it's a little glitchy to get the file in there. But now that we have our file in there, I'm just going to blow the screen up so you can see this a little better. So now that we're in here, we need to choose the file format that Davinci Resolve can work with in Linux, and the two common ones are these right here, DNxHD and DNxHR. You can click on any of those depending on what your needs are, and then it'll set everything up that you need to go ahead and install it. If we go here, it's going to set the PMS or PCM, which we need, and it's going to convert it to the file. At this point, you'll choose the directory you want to put it to, and then you just hit start function. I'm not going to start it now because it's already converted. I just wanted to show you that really quick. So this is not in depth on how to use this application, but that is the file format that you need to go ahead and get your videos into Davinci Resolve. So let's go into Davinci Resolve now, and let's drag our files over. Now my frame rate is different than what Davinci Resolve has set up. I'll go ahead and just change it to my frame rate. And then we'll go ahead and put the other file on. And now we can start adding our files here. So if I go here, and I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down. I'm going to see if it. All right. So this one here, I'm going to put this as a second file, but not in row with this one. And we're not going to really edit in here. We could if we wanted to, so on and so forth. I just want to show you that it's working. And if I want to go ahead now and deliver this, well, actually, I'm going to go ahead back into edit here. And what you're going to see here, it works really, really well, no problem with it, and so on and so forth. I probably am going to try and get this to work on PikaOS because I would like to use this. I did take a look at it, and it has everything in it that I need. It seems like it's pretty simple from the little experimenting I did with it. But now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go hit deliver, and I want to deliver this. You can choose whatever formats you want to rip this to. I'm just going to leave it default because we're just doing a demo here. And you hit add to queue, hit OK. Oh, I got to put where I do have to put where I'm going to locate this, and so now I can go ahead and hit this add to queue, and if I hit render, it'll just go ahead and render this, and it actually renders it pretty quick. You can see the render right here, so on and so forth. So that's really all there is to getting it up and going. Again, what kind of problems you'll run into depending on the distro you're using will depend obviously on that distro. But at any rate, if we go here, now one thing about Linux that I do like, why that's processing, now I didn't have to choose my video card. It automatically is using my video card. In fact, I'm going to go back there. I'm just curious. I was just curious if it told me somewhere how fast this was coding this, but I don't see it anywhere, and I'm pretty sure that you don't have to change anything. Now, if you're using the paid version, the ffmpeg is in there, and it gives you more options to export out to. But really, that's all there is. This program here is really helpful. It's so much easier than going to the terminal to run ffmpeg. It uses ffmpeg in the background to do all of its conversions, so you're having all the same power as ffmpeg. There may be some customizing that you can't do that you do in that, but it works great. Okay, so that is done exporting, and so if we go to our file manager, I didn't give it a name, so it named it timeline, and here it is right here, and we can go ahead and play this. And one thing that I didn't show is I didn't show that I can play this in here, and I did show you that it does scrub really well, and so on and so forth. But all my sound and everything works great, no problem. And I will admit it works great on Arch or Arch-based distros. This is CacheOS. If you're going to install any Arch-based distro, I'd install CacheOS. But at any rate, this is TJ with TechMadeEZ. I hope that was helpful. Again, this is not an in-depth thing on how to use Davinci Resolve or the other applications. It's just to get you up and going, and then you'll need to do whatever you need to do there to get you up and running on Davinci Resolve. This is TJ with TechMadeEZ. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.
Now that was easy peasy.